straw man, and you're dealing with public servants who are serving the straw man and policing the straw man.
And with some of these definitions, because I know that you understand them a lot better than I do, things like person and things like human,
Yes.
what do these things mean?
Well, if anybody knows anything about art, you'll know that the word hue is referring to colour. Okay, it's a hue is a type of colour or a type of tone of colour. Okay, and all laws are colourable, which means that a hue man is the colour of a man, but it's not a real man. Okay, so and the same with a person. A person is not a flesh and blood being. A person is absolutely 100%, whether they say natural person or whether they say otherwise. But the term person comes from the term persona, and it is your front. It is the straw man. And so whenever you see the word person, they're actually talking about a corporation or a corporate soul. And anyone who's listened to the straw man illusion will know the research that I did on the tax department in 2005, where I actually proved that all of the documentation that the ATO had in their offices was fraudulent, because they were trying to get people to submit forms that agreeing that they were a sole trader, and when you go into the ATO and, okay, you say you've got a business, they say, okay, well, are you doing business by yourself? And we say, well, yes, there's just one of me, so obviously that must be right. They say, okay, well, you're an individual, and an individual is synonymous with a person. And so they say, okay, well, you're a sole trader then, and that's what they sign you up as, but they don't tell you that a sole trader, and it's interesting kind of terminology when you think of a soul, right? The sole trader is a member, by definition in the Corporations Act or the Corporations Law, is a member organisation of a securities exchange. Right? If you look that up, you'll see it says stock market, and I'm coming back again to the cattle and to the stock and to the basically to what the government owns, which is us as a straw man.
Talk about transport as well, and we are like cattle when you talk about the transport, the part at the very start of Strawman Illusion, really hit me hard. So wow, we really are just like couriers, aren't we?
And don't think about transport as being just one thing. I mean, I've got a photo that I can post on your site. I took a photo inside of a train, and it says this vehicle. Okay, so they refer to everything as being vehicles, whether it's a train or a car or whatever. But anything that is a commercial activity, okay, if it's a method of moving people around or public, because it's public transport, okay, it's in the public, and so it's commercial. It's a commercial activity, and so all of us have these commercial cars, which are actually vehicles that carry around the straw man, or actually transporting them or taking them from one port to another port. Or when we get onto a plane and we go to the airport or the seaport, it is all commercial and it's all admiralty.
And that's why you need a passport, right?
And that's why you need a port pass.
It's so fascinating once you start to get into it. It really is.
It's a deep rabbit hole. I love The Matrix. I think probably my brain opened up when I first saw The Matrix in about 1997, because something opened and it was like that splinter in your minds. My mind went, hang on, this is actually talking about what's going on in the world. But I didn't know all of the details at that point, but I knew I got what they were actually talking about. And it's all there in The Matrix for you.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about The Matrix and also V for Vendetta, and I've done a lot of research on movies and the roles that they play in our lives, and I'll leave that for another conversation.
Because that's a whole other topic. I would just like to mention that V for Vendetta, don't be fooled by that. Don't think that that's anti-government. It's not. No. V for Vendetta is purely to do with Rome taking over England. It's all that it has to do with. And the Protestants were the protesters. They were protesting against government rule. And Guy Fawkes was the guy who was trying to blow up Parliament and trying to kick out the common law. And you'll notice one of the things that V does is he blows up the Old Bailey, which represents common law. So V is actually a bad guy, okay? But all of these idiots around the world think that V is actually against the government. He's not. He's actually an agent of the government.
They're going around with their Guy Fawkes masks on and in rallies and things, and they don't even know what they're really doing.
Yeah. Guy Fawkes, I come from England, and so I went to the Guy Fawkes burning each year when I was a kid, and Guy Fawkes was seen as was almost a strange sort of character, and I never really understood it all. But once I did, I realised that he represents Rome, and he represents this whole governmental rule, and that the Protestants are actually protesters. And when I realised all that, it all fitted together.
I mean, this, like you said, the rabbit hole's huge. And,
it's huge.
What I'd like to I mean, I'm going to ask people to ask questions soon. What I'd like to finish up on is just asking you, you mentioned that people should go out there and do their own research. What is some of the sites that you believe people should be looking at?
Okay, there's a forum that I used to go on quite a bit called Sui Juris. It's SUIJURIS, I think it's called, .net. It may have changed now, but it still has the word Sui Juris in it.
And don't worry if you don't get these. I'm going to put all these up on the forum as well for everyone that's listening. I'll put them up in a post so that they are there.
Certainly, if you can have a look at Mary Croft's book, that gives you a bit of an insight. She's a lady from Canada who's one of the pioneers of this freedom movement, and she got in trouble with a lot of police over the time for basically just standing up for her rights and not giving in to them. And so, like herself and like myself and like Mark Patelik and a lot of people who have actually been out there walking the path for all of you guys, we've done all the groundwork and all the footwork, and we've got ourselves in trouble. We've done a lot of things right, we've done a lot of things wrong, but we've learned by them, and we've grown stronger as we've done it. And now we're all getting to the point where we don't make mistakes anymore. We're actually past that stage. So we've gone through infancy, and we're now in the stage of standing in our own power. And so, if there's any sort of sites or anything that I think of, I'll send them through, and you can post them up on the website.
I do want to say, when this is going to be the end to the formal side of this interview, I do want to say that, I mean, as they say, the revolution will not be televised, and you're not the type of person that they're going to be creating a statue of anytime soon, but the fact is you are someone who is underground doing some amazing things for this country and for the rest of the world, and I really want to say thank you so much for everything that you've done so far and everything you're going to continue to do for this nation. You're
welcome, Adam, and just for all those people who tuned in today who actually took the time, thank you to all of you, because a lot of people just turn away from this stuff and they're not open. They haven't opened their ears or eyes, and they're not able to see yet. But, with my help and with your help, you can actually get other people involved and be able to tell them and actually pass that red pill on to them. Now, just I wanted to mention so people can listen to a little bit more stuff. I did a talk on thecrowhouse.com just the other day. Now, it hasn't come up online yet, but it's a 1-hour talk that I gave just the other day. So I'm hoping that'll be available soon as an MP3 for people to have a listen to as well.
I could not recommend going to thecrowhouse.com enough. I mean, the site is amazing. I've been speaking to Max for a very, very long time. And, I mean, I'm going to be on Max is on the chat now. I don't think he can hear me, but when am I going to... I think I'm going to... Enough. I mean, the site is amazing. I've been speaking to Max for a very, very long time. And, I mean, I'm going to be on Max is on the chat now. I don't think he can hear me, but when am I going to... I think I'm going to be on there next week sometime doing an interview as well. So Max is going to be having some great people on that show. He's got a huge radio audience that reaches millions of people in America. He's actually Australian, and he will be at the David Icke event. So if you see him around, make sure you say hi. I have a quick question. That is, in regards to, I'm really interested in things like nutrition, right? So my understanding is that you've been doing a lot of your own vegetable growing and things like that lately. Is that true?
I've been trying. It's really quite funny because I've discovered some strange things while I've been growing my own vegetables. I was growing some lettuces, and when they got ready to eat, I picked them, but some of them I just cut them off, and we ate them, and the other ones I sort of felt a bit sorry for.